Hey, cutie pies. I am Lanickia. This is Let's Talk Soaps with Lanickia podcast, episode 9. Let's chat. All right, guys. Happy Saturday to you. I hope wherever you're watching, whether you're watching on the phone or on the TV, because I know some of you watch on the TV as you're cleaning and going about your day. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let's get right into it. Today I don't really have that much for you because there wasn't a lot of soap news to go out, but it's Saturday, so it's more laid back anyways. So I'm just going to be playing you a few songs that I like to start my Saturday off, and I hope you guys enjoy them as well.
I can't fool myself, I don't want nobody else to ever love me. You are my shining star, my guiding light, my love fantasy. There's not a minute, hour, day or night that I don't love you. You're at the top of my list, cause I'm always thinking of you. I still remember in the days when I was scared to touch you, how I spent my day dreaming, planning how to say I love you. You must have known that I had feelings deep enough to swim in. That's when you opened up your heart and you told me to come and hold my love. A thousand kisses from you is never enough. I just don't wanna stop. Oh my love. A million days in your arms is never enough. I just don't wanna stop. Too much, never too much, never too much, never too much.
All right, guys, let's go ahead and get into this. So there wasn't much soap news this week, so I don't have anything for you. We really covered all of it on Wednesday. If you haven't watched that podcast, please check it out on Wednesday. Remember, the podcast drop every Wednesday and Saturday. Right now they're just on YouTube every Wednesday and Saturday at 7 a.m. But I am working to get them on different platforms such as Spotify, and maybe doing something on Apple. Just but I'm gonna have to see how that works. But I know I'm definitely trying to get it on Spotify, and all of that. But anyways, guys, let's get into the soaps this week. Overall, I thought it was an okay week for the soaps. Some were, were it's what you expected, and then other ones were kind of sad. But for the Young and the Restless, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the Young and the Restless this week. I know I didn't do really that many. Well, I didn't do a recap. I did Friday's recap, but I was watching. So the thing with me is, I have to watch the soap when it airs and then do the recap, because if I don't do that, like this week, because it's so hot in Texas, like a lot of places, it's steaming. The Young and the Restless plays for me at 11 a.m. Central Time. So when I that unfortunately is around the time that I'm trying to come back in from doing any type of errands that I had to run, because I have to do them early in the morning, right? Because it's so freaking hot. So I usually end up missing some of the Young and the Restless, and then by the time I get Mila settled in and everything, it's a mess. And at that time, y'all know, if I miss it when it first comes on, I'm not probably gonna do a review. And this week we had a lot of appointments and everything, but it was still good. Because first of all, how delusional is Victoria? Like, girl, what are you? You're Delulu. When she sat there and told Billy, because okay, so let me set this up, y'all, because y'all know I can just go. So Victoria is running Newman Enterprises. It's a huge company. It's big. Nate is her co-COO. Now, Nate is very ambitious. He actually wants to run the company with her. So he says. Now, does he really just want to run this company with Victoria, or does he want the only seat at the table? I'm starting to think it's the latter. Now, if you Nate was a brilliant surgeon, but he got into a fight with his cousin over a woman and he ruined his hand. And so when that happens, he turned to the business world. He was offered a position in business and he took it. And then he started working for his cousins, right? Well, he didn't want to learn and grow in the business. He wanted to be like, I got these ideas, let's hop to it, right? And his cousins were like, well, one of his cousins that he was the COO for was like, wait a minute, you got to learn. I put in years for this. You got to slow down. He didn't want to do that. So what he did was he went to Victoria because the cousins, their company, Chancellor Winters, were launching an IPO, like they were going public. And he was like, if I could, because everyone got shares in it. And he was like, Victoria, listen, I'll give you my shares of the company. You buy up all the other shares, like the public shares. I'll give you my personal private shares that, all the cousins got, and you'll have the majority. And what I want you to do is make Devon, his two cousins, Devon and Lily, work for me. I want to be the CEO of Chancellor Winters. Well, child, Victoria was all for it because she was like, "What? Okay." And so this was going to go down, but then Elena, Nate's girlfriend, was like, you can't do your cousins like that. No, I'm not with it." So she really put a stop to this or whatever, and so that's how it stopped, right? And so when the cousins found out, they were like, get your butt out this company. But he found a home with Victoria because she was like, if you're willing to betray your cousins and show me that type of loyalty, you have a job with me. So she goes over to him and she has, excuse me, he goes over to her and he's working under, like, there's Newman Enterprises and then there's Newman Media. Newman Media is under Newman Enterprise, but it's like you're the CEO of it because it's so big, right? And so he was the CEO. Now he brought somebody on named Audra, and she was the COO. Now I can't get into all this because I'm gonna do it on my Lanickia TV channel. I could just do a whole breakdown of it if you don't watch and you're like, oh, that sounds interesting. But for those who do watch, y'all know about Audra. She's ambitious, and so, anyways, she got into some trouble with because the son Adam, he's wanting Newman Media, and so he like, give it here, give it back to me. And to get this, he blackmailed Audra because he has a company now that she used to work for, and he found some emails where they covered up statutory rape. Now, they didn't per se, because she didn't really know what was going on. The PR team covered it up, but she covered up what the PR team covered up after they fired the whole PR team. So it was really just cleaning it up or whatever. But anyways, he found the emails and he was like, if you don't give me, because Audra is over Newman Media, because Nate got promoted to the COO position. Because baby Victoria told her brother Nick, you got to go. My man is about to have your job, because Nick was in that position, but she wanted him to go because he had a crisis going on, and she used that to her advantage to kick him out of the family company, right? And so Nate is now in the COO position right under Victoria. Now she runs this with her mom. So the CEOs are Nikki and Victoria. The COO is Nate. And over Newman Media, the CEO is Audra and the COO is her boyfriend, Kyle, right? So when Adam, the brother, blackmailed Audra to try to get this, she was panicking. She told Nate about it, and they said, "Okay, let's try to merge Adam's company and our Newman Media, because they're both media companies. They could merge together and they could be huge." And so she was trying to convince Victoria and Nikki and Victor, and then Audra just came clean and said, "Listen, he blackmailing me," because her boyfriend told her, "Come clean, it'll get you some brownie points and all that," and that's what she does. And remember, she told Nate. Nate didn't tell anyone else. They were just trying to get them to go ahead and merge the companies without letting them know they were being blackmailed. Now Nate took one for the team for her, like he was going out to bat for her, and then she betrayed him by going to Victor and not even giving Nate the heads up that she was gonna do it. Child, it was a mess. So, anyways, Nate, Victor finds out and he tells Adam to knock it off. So he's knocking it off or whatever. And then we see that Victoria, she gets the information out of Nate. Now she doesn't know at this point that her dad and them knows, but they fill her in, and she's just like, "Well, I still feel like Nate, because he tells her I was just trying to protect the company, and I want you to see me as a big shot, like I could handle something." I said, "Girl, don't fall for it." But Victoria is one of those women that's like, these men want me, child. I don't care if one has tried to kill me before. Well, two of them. Two have tried to kill me before. One was like cheating on me all over the place before. One tried to steal my family's company. These men want me. And so that's how she's feeling about Nate, right? So even though her mother and her father, Nikki and Victor, are like, "You sure you could trust Nate?" She's like, "Yes. His loyalty is to me. He just wanted to look good in my eyes." And I said, "Girl, you cannot be this Delulu." But she is. So then what ends up happening is Audra goes to Nate. Now she Audra playing Nate, because really Audra and Kyle, she wants the position that Nate and Victoria and Nikki are in. That's what I feel. She doesn't just want Newman Enterprise. I think she wants, excuse me, Newman Media. I think she wants Newman Enterprises. But anyway, she and Kyle are like gunning to get approval of Victor and all this, right? While Victoria is distracted with Nate. So then Audra put in Nate's head, you got Victoria doing what you want to do. All you have to do is seal the deal by professing your love to her. Because, Audra and Nate, I mean, excuse me, Nate and Victoria are sleeping together. Yes, he cheated on Elena, and he's sleeping with Victoria now because they broke up. And so now Victoria is feeling like, I don't know, like, does he really want me for me, or is he trying to come for the company? Because she's had men do this before, I told you. So then she goes and speaks to her ex-husband Billy, who keep telling her Nate ain't no good girl. He look at the way he did his family. So she said, hypothetically speaking, say that this. So she explains everything I just told you all. She explains it to Billy, and he said, "So you telling me that Nate will throw his family under the bus, right?" And she said, "Yes." "You said he'll throw Audra on the under the bus if it'll make him look good, because that's what she tells him." And he said, she says, "Yes." And he said, "So you don't think he'll do that to you?" And she said, "No, he would never do that to me. I have his lawyers." I said, "Girl, what? You can't be this insane." "No, ma'am, Victoria. No, ma'am. You're out of line." But y'all, that's what's going on with them. So the whole thing of this little rant I went on was that, like, is Victoria, what is wrong with her? Y'all, we just went through this with this girl last year with Ashley. Because remember when she kept saying, Ashley wants me for me. He loves me for me. When he conned her out of making him CEO, co-CEO of Newman Enterprises, because that's how Newman Enterprises got so big. They merged his company with her company. Then they kicked him out when they found out he was just playing her. He really didn't even want to be co-CEO with her. He was gonna knock her out of co-CEO and take it all over himself at some point. But they knocked him out, and he ended up dying and everything. So Victoria, they got to keep this huge company because of that, right? So then we see they got to keep this huge company because of that, right? So then we see that Nate, now he's, because he realizes Victoria is she feeling some kind of way. She feeling some kind of way, like she can't trust him. So now he all up in her office professing his love to her. I I just wanted you to see me, admire me the way I admire you, girl. I love you. I said, now the man just said last week or 2 weeks ago that he wasn't had like y'all wasn't at that place yet. Victoria, don't you fall for this. And she said, I don't know how I feel about all this right now. I'm just having emotional issues on whether or not I should trust you. And I don't know. I said, girl, you gonna fall for it. I don't know how this is gonna play out, but baby, I am watching. I hope you are too. Anyway, so the other big storyline on this is y'all, I'm so sick of Adam, Nick and Sally. Sally, stop. Sally, if you want to be with Adam, leave Nick alone. Because what Sally does is she'll tell Nick, I don't want to be with Adam. I'm over that now. I want to be in a healthy relationship. I want to be with you. I love you. But she stay running over to Adams. She stays entertaining Adam. And it's like, pick one, ma'am. Most people want you with Adam anyways instead of Nick because they want Nick with Sharon. But I'm just like, I don't want you with either one. Just go and mind your business somewhere else. But pick one of these brothers so we can all move on. That's why you didn't get the job because Victor told her he was going to have her run a division. And then she stopped her job with Chancellor Winters. And then he pulled the job. I said, no, that's why I can't stand Victor. Let's move on from that. And another storyline that's going on. I was glad they didn't show Phyllis this week because I feel like everyone pretty much needed a break from that. So I was really happy. Like the last few days, they really didn't show her. But the other thing that they're doing is the whole Tuck, Diane Jack versus Ashley and Tucker. Now a lot of y'all are saying Tucker and Diane are in this together. I don't know, but I'm telling y'all, I will feel like my time has been wasted because Diane has been on here on this soap now a little over a year, and it's always been like she's hiding something. Now, Anne did come on the show lying about everything, and they caught her in multiple lies. But at this point, I'm like, she seems to have told everything that she could possibly tell. I don't know if she's coming after Jabot or not, but I don't see what angle she could have because she gave Jack the letter to sign, a post up that she said that she said Michael wrote up for. Tucker and Ashley looked it over. It doesn't look like there's anything. So I said, okay, well, if nothing, like if that's it, then why this year long storyline about she's hiding something? Why this Abbott riff and beat? Like, how is this gonna end? How is this going to end? Is it going to end that Tucker's like now that Ashley has her share of Jabot and they gave her back her patents from Paris and all that kind of stuff? Is it going to end with Tucker robbing her out of simply Ashley? How is this going to end? I'm confused. I don't know, and I don't know if Diane is hiding anything else because they keep saying things like we should be expecting another shoe to drop. And baby, Kyle is just done with his mama and daddy. He pretty much is like, I want to be over here with Audra. I don't care what nothing y'all saying or doing over here. But anyways, he because they keep like Nikki is telling them Diane is dangerous. Look what she did for Phyllis. She won. And they just keep acting like there's more to it, but I'm not seeing it. Now I still don't care for Diane, but I've always said I like her with Jack because I think that's the type of woman he needs. Someone who needs him. And she likes a man that wants a woman to need him. So I like them together, but I'm just tired of the war between Tucker and Ashley and Jack and Diane. Although Tucker really not in this war, he's just doing whatever Ashley wants. And baby, that scene was so funny when he went in that room with Audra and saw Carter. He was like, what y'all doing? Anyways, let's move on. Next soap, General Hospital. I don't know, y'all. General Hospital was a little bit of a letdown. I'm not going to stay long on it. It was a letdown for me this week. I didn't enjoy it as much. And y'all know, it's days for me, General Hospital, Young and the Restless, and Bold. And this week, I think Young and the Restless got General Hospital for me. Like, it just was felt filler episodes. But I do like that Gregory finally told Finn about his ALS diagnosis. And and now that I want to see how this storyline is going to play out, because are they get is this is he dying off the show? But I mean, because soaps will do that where they will have someone just die off the show soap this way, and it's just a memory of them. Like Stone played someone with AIDS, and so he died off the show, but he's still remembered. Like that's a even though he's not there, he's still a legacy character as far as the memory of that character. So I wonder if they're doing trying to do something like this with Gregory, because to me he wasn't really a legacy character. So I don't know. I'm not sure what they're doing. But I look forward to seeing it. This Molly Christina whole thing with the surrogate. Unless y'all have TJ fall in love with this new surrogate that's coming, I don't want to see it. I'm sorry. I know it's an important storyline, but I don't want to see it unless they're really gonna make this interesting, make it soapy. I know it's an important storyline, but you got to bring some drama to this and make it soapy and everything. Like we want to see some cheating or this is a boring little couple. I'm sorry. It's a boring little couple. Y'all got to bring some kind of drama with it, because if y'all just doing all this and then they end up settling down and it's just Molly, TJ, and the baby, we don't care. We don't care. And then I don't really want to see Christina have this baby for them, and then it ends up being like she wants access to the child or something like that. I would rather see TJ fall for the surrogate and the surrogate fall for TJ and they having a baby together. But I don't know if that's gonna happen now, because the surrogate is supposed to be, happily married with the child. So I don't know. Y'all tell me what you think. But they did say that's the man who plays Gregory, that's his daughter in real life, and they said she landed the role. So I don't know if that means it's just short term or it's long term, because they didn't know what it was either. And I'm like, please let it be long term, and this becomes a whole mess, because I want to see it. But anyways, then we have this whole thing with Mason and I don't know, Mason. Okay, so Sonny planted the information for Betty, the nanny who's been trying to get information on his pikeman deal. He planted that information, and Mason them think they have the information they need. And I don't know. Like at first, I was thinking that Austin was in on it, but the way he protested about wanting to be out of business, I'm starting to think, well, maybe I just think he's suspicious. He's not, and he's not. But he was moving funny for a minute there, but then he might know Dex is onto him, and he be putting on like Dex is following him and he's just putting on a little bit because of that. I don't know. Maybe I'm just paranoid. I'm a paranoid person. Anyways, so I don't know. I keep saying I don't know, because you really don't know what's going on with this storyline. Though I don't like that they changed the person that's the big boss for Mason and Austin and all them. This has always been a woman. Why did y'all do a gender change to a man? Well, we wanted to see a woman because y'all won't give Miss Wu the power she needs, and Miss Wu is a beast if y'all let her go. You won't do that. Y'all always make her coward to Sonny, so I'm not into it. But then we go over here with Valentine, and Valentine, I I see Valentine is um I don't know. He's just his Valentine has always been shady to me, and I didn't know why Anna wanted to be with him in the first place, because he's all shady. But now he looks like he's more invested in this Pikeman deal or what's going on with Pikeman than he's saying. I don't know if he's the boss or not. I don't know, but Pikeman is trying to kill Anna, so we're trying to figure out what, because Valentine is lying. He's always lying to Anna. I don't understand why she keep being with this man and he's never telling her the truth. Um, because honestly, he's the one who got. Remember when we thought somebody was coming and it was supposed to be Jennifer Smith and her husband? It was gonna be Jennifer Smith and her husband, and Valentine got her arrested or whatever. They kind of dropped that storyline. we know he was doing it for Victor, but they were supposed to be coming to Port Charles and take over some things. And it was this company coming out of California, and it seemed like it was going to be them. And that's what Port Charles do. That's why you can never know. You don't know what's going on because they'll drop a storyline, and then like a year or two later, they'll just pick it up. Like, okay, remember all this happened? Yeah, but that was so long ago. That's General Hospital for you. Y'all know how they do. And then, but that's it with them because we don't know. Like, we don't know. And I've gotten to the point where I'm not trying to figure it out. I'm not trying to go there with them. So then we go over here, and the last storyline is with Sasha. This is difficult to watch at this point. To see her screaming and on the floor curled up in a ball, and she's just so drugged up from that crooked doctor. This has become difficult to watch at this point. But and then Cody is telling Dante, and Dante was like, yeah, she's getting the help she needs. Dante, get out my face. Like, why are you not using your detective skills? And what happened to Sam going into, like, sneaking in there? Did she not? They didn't give any updates. They just showed her sneaking in, hearing Sasha screaming, and that was it. Like, there's no updates on it. I just like, I can't do this with y'all. I can't do it with y'all. Let's move on. So then we go to Days of Our Lives. Days of Our Lives was really it was an emotional week, and I'm sure it'll be an emotional week next week. Now, a lot of fans are saying we want to see a memorial, like we want to see a funeral, a memorial service. We don't want you just to do these flashbacks and then nothing, because a lot of soaps now don't actually show that. They really just they show everyone's emotions and visiting leading up to it, and then after we just see afterwards they're coming out saying, "Oh, that was such a beautiful service." But I'm like, for certain characters, you really need to have a memorial. Like, we need to see it. Like, because I love the way General Hospital did it for Epiphany. We know the actress passed in real life, but I like that they actually had a service for her. So I hope Days does this for Victor Kiriakis. And so this week we really just saw about them finding out that he has passed on. There was a wreck. They found his remains and he is gone. So that was really what it was this week. There was a lot of flashbacks, which I loved. And I'm not really that kind of flashback girl. I don't like them, but I think I just don't like them on Bold and the Beautiful. Because y'all, why y'all flashing back to stuff we saw yesterday? But with Days, they flash back so many years ago. Like, they flash back 40 and 50 years, and so it's nice to see them. It's nice to see, oh, it was nice to see, oh, that's what Maggie looked like, oh, when she first came on, because she's been on 50 years. So it was nice to see that. It was nice to see her romance, some flashbacks of her romance with Mickey and Julie, seeing Julie and their relationship, and even her flashbacks with Bonnie. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed that part of Days. And so now they're gonna, and I even liked when some people were like, he wasn't the best man for me. Like, because you have that where some people had a great experience with this person that passes, and some people didn't. And I like that Days didn't stray away from that. That everybody is not just tore up about him passing. I mean, they are in real life, about the John, but as far as Victor, he wasn't always the best guy. And I enjoy that they did that. But so that's that storyline. And then now Philip is coming back because Kate had to call and tell him, and they got the guy to play Philip again. It's not the original Philip, which I really would have loved, but this guy, he played him well as well. So I'm gonna look forward to that. Anyways, and now Xander sees that Sarah is very much pregnant because the last scene, one of the last scenes, before they showed Maggie's tribute, was of Xander being pregnant. I mean, Sarah being pregnant, and Xander sees it. I said, he gonna know that baby he is, because you big pregnant girl. But we'll see. And so what else? We saw, okay, so now we gotta go, oh, to Gwen. Gwen, Dimitri, and Leo. Who invites their mister on their honeymoon? So y'all know Gwen is married to Dimitri, but he's sleeping with Leo behind her back, and Leo is Gwen's best friend. I mean, not really, because he's sleeping with her husband. But so he invited this man on his honeymoon, and then when Gwen was like, "What you doing here?" Because she caught them together. I said, Gwen, how many times are you gonna catch Dimitri in his drawers? Or how many times are you going to catch Dimitri in a robe? How many times are you going to find him dressed inappropriately with Leo and let it go? It just doesn't even make any sense at this point. It's just ridiculous. And anyways, she's just thinking, "Oh, why are you here?" And he tells her a silly story about Madonna performing, because it was Madonna's birthday. I love that days kind of lines up with the actual calendar year. I like that about them. But it was Madonna's birthday, so he was like, "Yeah, she's doing a private concert and all that." But that's all a lie, because he really there to sleep with Demetria. I said, "This is not your friend. This is not your friend, Gwen." Um Anyways, then we see that, okay, so the only other person who knows about Dimitri's secret, that he really likes Leo and not Gwen, is Kristen. Now she knows this because her daughter Rachel, who's I believe 9 or 10, she caught Dimitri and Leo in bed, but she thinks they were wrestling. She don't know what they were really doing. Now Gabby hears Kristen say this is a secret, so now she's trying to figure out what the secret is. And I don't know if this is how they're gonna get Gabby off the show, but we shall see if that's it. And that's pretty much the oh, and another storyline is like Abe being he went out to try to be the mayor again, but that didn't turn out well, child, because he got embarrassed by Rollins because he has no long term memory. He just lost his long term memory. All he really has is his short term, and so, but he said he wants to make Paulina the mayor. I said, all right, days is days. Let's go ahead and let's days it out, or whatever. And then, of course, we have the storyline of Alex, um, Stephanie, and Chad. And I still think that they're gonna some kind of way they're gonna put Chad and Stephanie. I mean Alex and Stephanie back together. Chad is very insecure, and I'm like, you have every right to be, because I see this girl leaving you because she won't leave Alex alone. She was actually the person who told him about Victor passing away. So she comforted him. I said, and Kristen tried to warn him, something ain't right. But that's it with days, y'all. Let's move on. Now we go to the bold and the beautiful, because I'm running. I try to keep this podcast to like 30 minutes and I'm already over. Now we go to the bold and the beautiful, and we see, y'all, there's a reason I only do this on a Friday now, but next week I'll probably be reviewing every day, because it looks like it's gonna be good if we trust the spoilers. But the Bold and the Beautiful wasn't much this week. I mean, they rehashed what they've already said. Liam wants Steffi. Now the what behooved me was Liam said he wanted Steffi, and then he told this to her husband, and her husband was like, he already knew that that's what Liam was gunning for Steffi. Um, and Beth, Liam and Hope's daughter, had a birthday party. So now Liam has went over here. He's told Finn he wants his wife. Now he goes over to Steffi, and notice he always goes over to Steffi when no one's there, or when you're not going over to see the kids, because we ain't saw you hang out with Kelly maybe one time the first day she was over there, and even then you told her, "I'm gonna talk to you later before I leave," because you wanted to be with Steffi. So I'm like, y'all gonna stop saying this man is a great father. Y'all gonna stop saying that. But anyway, so he goes over with Steffi and he declares his if I had a chance to get you back, I would take it, because I made a mistake letting you go in the first place. He tried to kiss her. She said, And I'm like, y'all, you need to protest a little bit harder, ma'am. That whole, you need to leave. You need to put him in his place if you don't want him. But now Steffi sitting up here daydreaming about Liam and their kiss in Rome. But her and Finn supposed to declare their love for each other next week, so I guess she ain't going nowhere with that. But anyways, they're declaring that in excuse me, they're declaring their love, and she's just like Steffi acting like she confused right now. And I said, "Oh no, you're not gonna be confused because you gave Hope hell. So you get yourself together, ma'am." So, anyways, then we see little Beth had a birthday party. That's Hope and Liam's daughter, and everybody's telling Hope, "Get back with him, get back with him." And little Beth, she doesn't know her parents are separated, so she's like, "I have everything I want. My mommy and daddy together. I got my family. I just love it or whatever." So then Liam takes his butt over with Hope later on, and he telling her about, "I just can't believe you kissed Thomas. Of all the people, he kept Beth from you," because she was talking about how it's Beth's birthday and she gets to look into her eyes every night and smell her hair and hug on her. And he was like, "It's Thomas almost didn't let you have it." And you are right, Jane, when you said there was a light that went off in Stiffy's head, in her eyes, and she was just like a light bulb, and she was just like, "Oh my gosh, what am I doing with Thomas?" That's what I saw. I know people are Thomas fans and y'all want to ride hard for him or whatever, but I've been telling y'all from the beginning, Hope don't want that man like y'all think she wants him. They just teased y'all with the little Hope and Thomas just so they can get Thomas obsessed with Hope again. I've been telling y'all that's what I think is going to happen. Now, I don't know. I could be completely wrong. I don't know. But from what the spoilers are saying, that's what's going to happen. Now, I feel like if Thomas becomes obsessed with Hope again, that's on Hope because he's been doing, and Thomas is not my favorite person, but he's been doing so much better. He was doing so much better about his obsession with Hope. He wasn't obsessed. It was all about work. It was nothing else. And she was the one who threw herself at him because she said she wanted a man that only wanted her. I want a man that only wants me. Now, and that's what she got with Thomas. But Hope only went to Thomas because Liam wouldn't take her back. Because as soon as Liam said, he want he now he's talking about, "I love you," and he acting like he want to try to work this out. And the spoilers say they supposed to try to work something out. Baby, Liam's gonna have to throw up when he when he hears that Hope slept with Thomas. And now Thomas is gonna have to, like, let's just hypothetical. If he If Hope goes back to Liam, she can't tell him she slept with Thomas. Brooke and Ridge are the only people who know. They not gonna tell Liam because that's Brooke's child, and so Thomas would have to hold that secret as well. But ooh, I got to watch Monday because what they say about to go down Monday, I need to watch it. I'm not gonna spoil it for you guys. I'm not gonna spoil it for you because some of y'all don't like spoilers, and I don't want to spoil it too much for you. But Thomas could pretty much go back to being the way he was because Hope's been using him. And I've been telling y'all that that's how I felt. And I know that there were a lot of fans that were excited about Hope and Thomas being together. And I said, y'all should have knew right then that they weren't going to let it happen because that's an actual storyline we wanted to see. Anytime there's a storyline you actually want to see on Bold, it's like they're like, yeah, we know you want it. That's why we're not giving it to you. Here, take this one right here. Take this storyline. Like that's how I feel about Bold. That they literally are just like, no, 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 no. We know you want that storyline. That's why we're not gonna give you that one. But you can have this one over here. That will, where you can fuss. Y'all can fuss in the comments about Ridge jumping back and forth between Taylor and Brooke, even though nobody wanted to see that. They're like, yeah, we'd love to see. I remember watching, and the head writer was like, yes, we love to see the comments, Team Taylor, Team Brooke. I said, I don't really see that. I mean, for the most part, I see people saying they don't want to see this storyline. Just let him go to one person or they leave him alone, period. But I don't know, y'all. Y'all tell me what you think, because that's all I have for you today on the podcast. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'm gonna end it with a little bit of the Queen of pop, since it was her birthday the other day. Enjoy your weekend. Be safe. Be blessed. Y'all, I don't monetize the podcast. So if you could do me a favor and hit that like button, as well as share wherever you would share, and leave a comment. That will help me out a lot. Thank you so much. Goodbye.
Time goes by so slowly. 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 Time goes by so slowly.